Right, so this is pretty much one side done. I know the paint job doesn't look good, but basically just slapped it on. And I slapped it on heavy, especially around the window frames, because that seems to be where the most damages. So anything that had a scratch in the paint or rust, after we took off the rust and put the cleaner on it and then put the paint on it. So I think we've done it correctly, but like I said, I did a lot. I'd rather have too much than too little. It's like that's a scratch, so I'll go over that again. But yeah, try to get the little cracks and crevices everywhere, but I think that's pretty much one side done. Alright, so this is an update now. We took all the stickers off. We treated everything we can treat. Up there. Did metal paint white paint everywhere. Any kind of scratches in the paint, we covered up as well. All around the windows. So that's all done. Underneath is done. I'll show a video of that. I took the wheel off and then I fiberglassed the 2 holes they put in there and painted that. In here, all the rust has been treated that we can see and get to, and I even sprayed some of that Lano Guard up and in them inside of those because they're hard to see. I sprayed it in the rails there. So I think we've done everything we could. So the next step here is the floor, which I'm going to try to take off this metal plate, but as you can see, the nuts and bolts are all rusted on, and you can see straight through to the floor. So I'm gonna have to angle grind the ones I can't get off because they're just totally rusted and won't move, and then I'm going to have to work on the rail screws, see if I can get them up. Basically, because if the screws came out rusted like that, and a few other screws came out of the sides rusted, I don't have much confidence for under the floor, so I really want to see that. So I'm going to do today and tomorrow, hopefully, getting the floor done, and then I'm going to work on the roof after that. Right, so day 3 of this now. Hammerite crust, that one there, works really well, and as you can see, we just managed to take off the roof, the inside plastic roof, which looks like that. Which I thought it'd be more of a problem than it was, but basically once all the screws came out, it was just glued in a few places and got out. Now the floor I can't do. I tried. I managed to drill out. I'll show you. I managed to drill out like 3.5 holes here, screws, but it's just too many. Someone said that they're willing to buy the rails if I take them out, and I said, well, if you come over here and take them out, you can have them, because I don't need anything with them. But so just treated some rust, as you can see here. Once it's all black, it's all done. It wasn't too much rust, just in pretty much all the holes, so I did all that. Not too many people are going to have the issues with the roof I had, because I can't find it anywhere on YouTube. My vehicle that anybody's done before and fixed up. So this is all learning curve for me. Hopefully the next one will be a newer van, but I'm going to clean up all this black stuff, which is probably mold. But I'm going to clean it all off, then that way I have a clean space for the installation. So, what can go wrong next, you might say? Well, so this is going to be a 2-man job. I need to get the floor up, but you can see there's lots of tracks. In these tracks, you have various screws that are stripped out, they're seized, rusted, or you have like rivets. Like that's a rivet there. I managed to get that one, and I started on that one. What I'm doing is I'm just drilling out the head of it so I can just hammer through the rest of it. That's all I can really do. It is a 2-man job. even if I went underneath it and tried undoing the nut, it's not moving, or it spins on top. So I really can't do it on my own. So I'm just going to drill this out because this needs to get done so I can get my house back in order, because everything's in my house at the moment. And that's where we are. So I'm going to start doing this now. So that didn't go to plan. So let me flip you around and I'll show you, it's easier. So drilling out the screws, that was tiring. I only got maybe 2 out of, since I just filmed. But then I was thinking, even if I do get the screws out, I can't get the wood out because under the vinyl, they're screwed down. So I'm still stuck. So I just spent the last probably about 2 hours peeling up this vinyl, which they use very good glue to their credit. So I'm exhausted at the moment, so I'm gonna stop for lunch and get some energy up and regroup and charge up my tools and my headphones. But yeah, I mean, every time I see van conversions, I don't see anybody doing this. Or if they did, it comes out really easy. I don't know, I'm not sure why I'm having such an issue with this. Right, so this is where we are now. I've gotten 2 rails out in 3 days. So I'm using that circular saw to cut the wood, and then I rip the wood out a little at a time because it's nailed down, screwed down, all the rest of it. I got as much of the screws as I can out because it's rusty. This side is pretty much done except for those bits of wood, but I am trying to get these out without destroying them because a friend of mine wants them, but I want these out by this weekend, so I might have to angle grind them out. But yeah, so when I couldn't do inside physically, I done the outside, so I cleaned it up nicely. Right, that's all I can do today. Basically what I'm doing is I'm angle grinding down the middle and trying to cut as much of the screws out as I can, then drilling the rest of it out, then using a crowbar and a hammer and some chisels, trying to just prop them out of the rails. So they're still salvageable, hopefully. But I got another 2 out, and a lot quicker than I did so far. So tomorrow I'll just keep on doing this, and I should hopefully have this done by tomorrow. And then I can start cleaning the floor, treating the rust, putting fiberglass resin again, and then painting the inside floor, and then hopefully actually getting on with this, because I spent more time taking it apart than anything.
You just see my crutch.
I recorded that as well. So
What does it exactly mean when they do that?
it's a socket.
Oh.
So we just finished the rails. I've been doing this for evenings after work, and it's just soul sucking kind of thing. We used a circular saw, a drill, reciprocating saw, grinder, a fucking Dremel, and I wish that the van was made of the same fucking metal as its bolts, because there's such a pain to cut through. But now they cut through. So we only have the metal underneath the rails and the wood to take out, which is not a big issue. Sweep it out and then hoover it out, and then start treating the rust, because there is rust patches everywhere. And then I think I'm going to red oxide on the whole floor. Be easier that way and stuff, but tiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. She got a blister in her hand. See, because women are equal as men, so I had her use the power tools as well and get dirty, so it's only fair, I would say. But yeah, that's where we are so far. So we'll do all the grunt work, and then we'll show you another
update. Right, so this is after all the rails have been put up. We treated all the rust spots, this side being the worst. After the rust treatment, red oxide paint obviously, and then I did some resin patchwork on certain bits that needed it. But yeah, so now the next step should be wood and insulation.